If you feel like bending forward with weight would snap your back in half like a toothpick, then you came to the right video. It isn't fun dealing with low back pain, feeling weak, fragile, like your back can go out at any moment. So imagine what life would be like with a bulletproof back. Doesn't matter how you bend or move, nothing can throw your back out. And you can move with total freedom without pain, fear, or worry. Well, my name is Dr. Grant Elliott. We've helped thousands with low back pain, disc herniations, and sciatica fully recover through our one-on-one online coaching program. And in this video, I'm going to show you a low back bulletproofing routine that I've used to develop a low back that's given me the ability to deadlift 500 pounds every single week for the last 10 years, as well as doing simple household chores or playing with my kids in all kinds of crazy positions without any fear. Now, our first bulletproofing exercise is the standing windmill. Grab a kettlebell or weight, hold it overhead, put your feet shoulder width, point the toes away from the arm that's handing the weight. Now, while looking at the kettlebell, slide the opposite arm down your leg as low as you can comfortably. This is loading your QL muscle, which is a spine stabilizer, as you stretch it down into this position for an eccentric contraction, then contracting it on the way back up. This also does require your glutes to support your hips throughout this motion. So this is really targeting your whole spine, your glutes, even your shoulder too, but you will feel it the most in the QL and core. Now, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. So before we just go to all the rest of the exercises, there's something we still need to address, and then I'll keep showing you the goods. Why does back pain happen? You're watching this video probably because you have low back pain, or maybe you used to and you want to ensure it doesn't come back. Was it a single thing that caused that misalignment or that fall or hit back in high school? Probably not. Highly unlikely. And that's a good thing. What the evidence shows us is that 90% of low back pain is non-specific, meaning you can't trace it back to one specific thing. Most low back pain is insidious over time, meaning it slowly develops. There's usually something that will trigger the manifestation of pain, like the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. That could have been a week where your sleep was really bad, or your stress was really high, or your food was really poor, or you didn't get enough movement, or you did the wrong movements, or a combination of all of these. For you, that could have been a sneeze, or a heavy squat or deadlift where you felt a pop and now you're super tight the next day. But even still, things develop and lead to this over time of poor movement habits, lack of addressing certain ranges of motion or strength in the low back, or due to many other complex things like I mentioned a moment ago. And that's because low back pain is a multifactorial condition. You might have heard of the biopsychosocial model. One part biology, one part psychology, one part social. All of these things can influence the pain experience one is having. Because remember, hurt does not equal harm. Just because your low back hurts does not mean something is being damaged. If you do an exercise in the gym and you feel some pain, it does not mean it's damaging tissue. If you do a rehab exercise on our page, or you have a certain movement you do in daily life that causes some pain, it doesn't mean you're making your condition worse. Pain is an experience, and the experience of pain is not directly tied to tissues being damaged or injury. That's super important to understand and should be super relieving to many of you. Stress can influence your pain, sleep, diet, education, your belief system, your social influences, your stress at work, your family dynamics, your interpersonal relationships. All these things can impact the amount of pain you might feel on that particular day. And oh my gosh, it can feel overwhelming. But let me simplify it for you so we can focus on what matters. What matters is that low back pain is highly recoverable. It's rarely serious, it rarely ever requires drugs or injections, and it rarely ever requires surgery. Low back pain is a movement-based problem and just needs a movement-based solution. Your spine is strong, your spine is resilient, you don't have a glass back, it's not made of glass where it can shatter at any moment. So let's give you a movement-based plan so you can get bulletproof. All right, now let's get back to the routine. And keep in mind, some of you may not be ready for some of these movements, so you can always regress them and tailor them or add or reduce weight to your needs. And if you can't do any of these, then just watch to the end because I'll have something for you. So we started with that standing windmill, killer exercise. Absolutely incorporate that into your routine. A regression of this is a kneeling windmill exercise. Different movement mechanics, not quite as involved, where you perform the same thing, but in a kneeling position. You're gonna hold the kettlebell or weight on the same side where the leg is up, then simply rotate down, placing the opposite hand on the floor in line with that top foot. Then slowly come back up, performing repetitively and performing on both sides. Once again, this is focusing on the QL, low back, core, glutes.
Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Just text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. back to the show.
Next is a tough one. This is our sumo stance good morning / Jefferson curl, where you're gonna put your feet as wide as you possibly can. This is automatically loading the hips, loading the adductors, putting your hips in a tough position. If you get strong in this position, you're gonna have a strong groin and strong hips. And then you'll grab the weight. You can either hug it to your chest or place it on your back. Now, hinging into an RDL-like position, hinging back and forth, performing a good morning as slowly and deep as you are able. This is loading your adductors and groin through many ranges of motion, as well as the hamstrings. Of course, this is using the lower back, the lumbar erectors as well. And over time, as you get more comfortable and more bulletproof, you can actually let the lower back round so you sink into more of a Jefferson curl-like position to strengthen the spine in flexion in this more unique position. Next, we can advance it even further. Grab that weight and hug it in front of you. Now we're gonna intentionally round the lower back as we rotate down to look at 1 foot at a time, twisting our body as much as we can, coming back up to neutral and then rotating down to the other side. This is obviously helping to strengthen your back in one of the most compromised positions. Flexion with rotation, a movement that's labeled as the #1 disc herniator, which does happen to most people. They're bending forward to pick their phone off the ground or something simple and their back pops and it goes out. Imagine if you were able to do this. There isn't a single task that would throw your back out at home. It's just not going to happen. So working into movements like these can help prepare your back, prepare your hips, prepare your groin, prepare your hamstrings for all kinds of movements. There isn't going to be anything life will throw at you that you won't be prepared for. So this is a great one. Next is our side lunge windmill. Standing with the weight overhead, you're going to lunge away from that side, rotating down, hand touching the floor, then rotating back up as you push yourself back up into your initial starting position. Side lunges in general are an underutilized exercise. Lateral plane movement is something most of us do not get enough of. So stabilizing your body right to left. This not only is doing that, but of course it's working the glute as well. The side you're lunging into, it's training that glute and still rotating down into that position. We're in what we would normally think is a compromised position, but we're strengthening our spine within it. And then as you're driving back up, there's some explosiveness going through the hip, resetting, and of course, performing this on both sides. Then our last one in this bulletproofing routine, sit on the ground, legs opened up, holding the weight on your chest or on your back, and now allowing yourself to just round forward like you're performing a hamstring stretch. If you have an active disc issue or low back issue, it's not gonna like this movement. But if you can develop the strength to perform this and maintain strength in these motions, then it's gonna be very difficult for you to experience a back injury later in life. Once again, so many people are so compromised in these flexion-based positions. If you can strengthen this range in many different types of positioning, then you're gonna have a hard time throwing your back out. So this helps build a really strong, resilient spine in all types of positions. It's strengthening your glutes and your hamstrings and allowing all of those discs and connective tissue in your back to get stronger and to adapt to these loads so that you don't just feel safe moving around like a robot, feeling like Frankenstein, afraid that if you do bend, something might happen. You're fully confident in your ability to move however you want to. That's true recovery. That's truly a healed back. So now if you watch this and you're like, I can't do half of these, or maybe you can't do any of these, or maybe you're like, I have back pain now that hurts the longer I sit or when I bend forward. Are these movements you should do? Probably not. There's an active issue that needs to be addressed. You need to address the root issue first to remove what's actually causing the pain. So then you have a clean foundation to build on to get to this bulletproof state. And we have a process to help you address the root issue incredibly fast. And I mean, most of our clients see on average 37% improvement in their first session and some complete reduction in their pain within as little as 15 days. And you can achieve that using our centralization process. So if you'd like to dive deeper with me and actually get a structured plan to healing, and all you need to do to get this is just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509 to get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your low back or sciatica issues following our centralization process. Do it right now so you don't miss the opportunity to finally get rid of this pain and live the life that you deserve, because you only have one. It's not worth waking up every day with back pain and fear. And after you text me, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram for more free daily videos and insights into my life on what I'm doing to maintain a bulletproof low back. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see some of you in the program getting pain-free real soon.